Hey, this is Troy Erickson from emaillistmanagement.com. And today I'm back with another student interview from somebody who I didn't really know who he was until probably earlier this year. And he's really made a name for himself, going from a copywriter to an email list manager and emphasizing deliverability, which is a thing that a lot of businesses struggle with. And a lot of my students are really helping clients with. So I'd like to welcome David Cartolano.
Hey, how you doing, man? Great to be here.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Where are you located at?
Well, right now I'm located in Boise, which doesn't match my accent at all because I'm from New York City.
I can tell that's cool. A good talking point when you get clients on. But as far as this goes, man, tell me a little bit about your situation. So like I said, I first heard of you probably back in like March or April when you joined the email list management certification. But what were you doing before that?
Absolutely. So I was studying to be a physical therapist, failed out of medical school, failed out of that whole thing, traveled in the pandemic trying to start a business on my twin brother's couch, got a job over for a ClickFunnels influencer. So I flew out to Boise, Idaho, and I started doing Facebook ads like yourself, right? And I did Facebook ads and email marketing. And I just saw that email marketing, the numbers were just much better. They just made way more money from that. So my former employer put me on that. And ever since December, when me and this employer parted ways, I stuck with what I know. So I just kept doing email marketing over and over, being a copywriter. And that's pretty much what got me here, 11 months later.
Yeah, very cool, man. So it sounds like you've had a little bit of experience online running Facebook ads and like maybe writing some copy. What stood out to you about email list management? Like, why did you want to join the certification?
Oh my gosh, dude. I started looking at your stuff. I bought the copy and paste club in last December. So I was following you for a little bit. You started talking about deliverability. And my friend Kristen Rushman, I hope I'm saying her name right. She talks a lot about deliverability as well. So I dove into this. I'm like, what the shit is this all about? And you were absolutely right. You could be the best copywriter in the world, but if your email lands in spam next to, blue pill advertisements and criminals, that's not a good look for your brand. So that's why I started diving more and more into this, because I realized this is a very valuable asset to business owners that not a lot of people talk about. And hopefully that will change, right? But this is sort of the unsexy part of business that businesses really need. So that's why I dove in.
Yeah, 100%. And I see your posts about it too. You always pop up on my timeline because you're constantly talking about it, which is, really key part of success. You're trying to start a business in this industry. But in some of those posts, you reference like client results that you're getting. Can you talk a little bit about, some of the results your clients have gotten, whether it's from copy or just better inboxing?
Yeah, really, really both. I mean, if you take a look at it, there's plenty of email work to be done in all industries. You will never run out of clients. It's just getting people to trust you. And after you've done it, a dozen, 2 dozen times, I mean, I'm going to say this, but it's pretty simple to get out of the inbox. A lot of it's behavioral, and a lot of it, you have to get the technical side of things, which is why joining the email list management program was so good, because I got some of that technical side as well, and I could actually put it into practice. So, I mean, getting people out of promo and spam, it's not as hard as some people think it is. They just don't know how to do it. So when I post it, people go, "Oh my gosh, like, how do you do it?" I'm like, I just followed the freaking thing that I know how to do. I hit things with the hammer until they turn green. So that's it. And there is a process for that. As far as doing the copy and using some of your emails and some of the email techniques that you talked about, that not only is that giving people like better results, more engagement from their emails, but they also see an increase in sales compared to if they wrote the emails themselves on a Friday night, and the emails would suck anyway, because it's not what they do for a living. So really seeing that, helping out consulting clients, we're like, I never thought of that shit before. I'm like, yeah, I didn't either till I learned it. So it's been a fun ride, man.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite moment so far? Is it like whether it's an interaction with a client or a personal win? Like, what's the most memorable thing so far after being a list manager for several months or
Oh
close
my
to a year?
gosh. I think asking for $10,000 and the person went, "Oh yeah, no problem." Well, and I kept my composure on the call. I'm like, great, we'll start then. Let's sign the contract. Then I shut the Zoom call off, and I just started walking around my apartment going, like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck did, but it's easier. It's easier. And I know there are copywriters out there who they make, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they have the cred for it. They're able to present those prices and people trust them a little bit more. But if you are able to get people out of spam, that's a really valuable skill. And people are more willing, at least in my experience, people are more willing to open those doors and pay a premium because you know how to do something that a lot of businesses struggle with. So I think that after from December to November, and this happened last month, I think just the 10 months of just trying to figure out my shit and then finally having that, oh my gosh, the door, it wasn't the door was open. No, it was fucking kicked down. And it was really cool.
So they paid you 10K.
Right.
You're helping them with deliverability, or were you also writing copy? How long did it take you to get them an ROI on that?
Yeah. So we just started last month. So immediately I pulled people out of spam. I pulled people, all of the inactive contacts, invalid contacts. I'm like, hey, we're getting rid of all of these. These are not helping your businesses. So we're migrating things over to Campaign Refinery, just way better deliverability from their old ESP. So as far as the wins and stuff like that, I'm excited to get started on that. So the wins for this client, they haven't started trickling in just yet, but it's a 90-day commitment. So that's what we do. For other clients, the wins came a lot quicker because it was like that deliverability fix. And it's like, oh, hey, I got you out of spam promos. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. It's like, it took a week. I'm like, well, I knew where to hit the hammer. So that's been really cool.
That's a good analogy. People have mentioned that one before. So
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. So you closed a 10K deal. That's pretty cool. Were you making anywhere near that in an entire month before you joined, or how has that looked for you a year ago?
Oh man.
How are you doing then, and how are you doing now?
So much better. So much better, not just financially, but also emotionally. It's like, okay, not only can I charge more, people pay, it's like, okay, I can relax. I don't have to worry about rent. Because there were some really tight months, man, where I'd like to say slim to home plate, but it was more like, I don't know. I don't know. I think there were just miracles that worked in my favor. But yeah, we're trying to scrape by on different copywriting gigs. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough at times, but the deliverability, some of your gigs, that helped me pay my rent. Just like that. It's super simple. I'm like, cool, I closed this client. Okay, I can breathe. And I'm gonna have something more than rice and beans. That's awesome. So yeah, the quality of life has significantly improved because I put in the work and I just kept showing up.
Yeah, 100%, man. What have you been able to do? Do you like to travel, or you just catch up on bills, or what does that look like for you?
Yeah, man. I've been able to start paying down my credit cards, which is thank God. And tomorrow I'm going to New York to see my family for Thanksgiving. I get to leave. I'm leaving on a Tuesday in the middle of the week to go home and eat real pizza and just have a great time, and yeah, the money's great. 10K, great. Yeah, cool. But just being able to go and do what I want when I want to do it, work with the people when I want to work with it. I mean, that's what middle school David wanted when he was learning trigonometry and not giving a crap about it. He's like, I just want to do my own thing. So that right there, I'm like, I've already won. Everything else is just another cherry on the top.
It's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that. Last question for you is, what advice would you give to somebody who, used to be in your position? Maybe they work online, maybe they do copy, and they're looking at list management and they're just like, gosh, I don't know. What advice would you give them?
Make a fucking decision. Just do it. The indecision of being a freelancer is going to kill you. So if you're looking at Troy's group, you're looking at email list management, and you're like, I think I can do something with this. Well, quit thinking, start doing it, move. It's like, I don't know if I have the money. I get it. I've been there. Find it, do it, because the indecision is going to kill you. And then you're going to quit and you're going to be like, well, what if? That's the worst place to be. Just fucking do it. You actually can. So that's my advice.
Yeah, that's a solid point because one thing that always stuck with me, it's like the worst decision you can make is no decision. Because if you make a bad decision, you can always come back later and
Mhm.
make the right one after you've experimented down, quote, the wrong path for a little bit. Because sometimes you got to make mistakes to find the right path, and a
Yeah.
lot of people are afraid to get there. So,
Yeah.
David, I'm proud of your progress, man. Keep it up. It's pretty cool. And
Thank you.
yeah, for anybody else who's interested in email list management, the links below this video. Oh, and then very last question, David, if somebody's interested in talking to you about your services, what should
Mhm.
they do?
Heck yeah. You can find me on social media at Facebook and LinkedIn, David Cartolano, and I will spell that out, Cartolano. You could also go to wealthyinbox.com. The website is under construction, but hopefully by the time of this video, it's actually going to be up, or there's going to be a little replacement there. So that's where you can find me, or at, your local NYC pizza parlor in the next 2 weeks.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll get this posted quick just in time for Thanksgiving. So
You bet.
appreciate you, David. Have a good one.
Absolutely.